nodded her horse back to him. Her face was lovely, flushed, incandescent, the way it could be when she was this happy and carefree. Her name was Louise de la Beaume Leblanc, and she was just on the cusp of 10 and 6, and she had no idea of it, but her life was about to change forever as certain stars finished their alignment. "You ride better than a man, miss," said the groom. "What a day we've had, so wonderful." She dropped the reins and put her hands to her hair, fallen from its many pins onto her shoulders. "Ow!" came a long, low yowl from the woods around them. Startled, both Louise and the groom turned in their saddles. From between trees whose trunks were the size of Egyptian obelisks, a boy appeared. Waving his arms, breath-growling rasps in his lungs, he howled like some demon in a church passion play. The howls took their breath away, but so did what was upon the boy's face, an iron mask, its visage grim and terrible, with holes for sight and a raised impression for the nose. Dark hair fell through leather straps to cascade down the sides of the child's head. Only his mouth, where a string of slobber hung, was visible, and his continuing cries sent shivers down the spines of both Louise and the groom. He ran straight toward Louise, and her horse laid back its ears, reared, danced backward, and she fell. From atop the other horse, the groom began to hit at the boy with a riding crop, lashing at thin arms and shoulders, and the boy staggered, holding up his hands to protect himself. "Get away from here! Brigand! Thief! Murderer!" Circling around the boy, the groom hit him everywhere, soft neck, thin shoulders, long arms, bare hands. The boy howled louder and ran toward trees behind them. The groom jumped down from his saddle to Louise, who hadn't moved since her body hit the ground. "Miss! Oh, please, miss!" he cried. Now others ran into the clearing. The groom cursed himself for letting her ride so far from the chateau. Were they in danger? What was happening? Who was this now? A band of thieves? Decent people pursuing a mad, nearly grown boy? What? Then he saw that one was a soldier, a musketeer wearing the colors of the great and powerful Cardinal Mazarin, first minister to the king, dying now, all France knew it, power and wealth unable to stop that grimmest of cutthroats and thieves, death. The musketeer, gaunt and fierce-faced, made a signal, and every man halted where he stood. The musketeer walked forward, his glance taking in both groom and the immobile young woman on the ground. "Have you seen someone on foot? A boy nearly grown?" he asked. "Yes, he ran at our horses." The groom pointed toward the thick trees behind them. "He ran that way." And then, in a pleading tone, "This young lady needs help. Is there a farmhouse near?" The musketeer shouted orders, and at once the others ran off in the direction in which the groom had pointed. "Who is he? What is his crime?" the groom asked. The musketeer didn't answer, asked instead, "Did you come from the palace?" The royal palace of Fontainebleau was some miles distant. The groom shook his head. "From Madame de Choisy's." "You're not to speak of this to anyone." The musketeer's face had been beaten by weather and life to a flint-hard grimness. "I command it in the name of the cardinal. Do you know who he is?" Who did not? Cardinal Mazarin had been virtual ruler of France for years. The musketeer strode away, picking up his gait into a trot, already halfway across the clearing before the groom dared to open his mouth again. "Sir, wait, I beg you. My lady is in distress." But the man was lost to the thickness of the woods. The groom looked down at Louise, and to his immense relief her eyes were open. "Can you sit up, miss?" he asked. "Your horse is gone. You'll have to ride mine. Move slowly and see if anything is broken. Is this the first time you've fallen from a horse, my lady?" "No. Who was that soldier?" "He did not say, my lady." The groom helped Louise to rise, brushed at leaves and dirt on her skirt. "He did say we were not to speak of this." Her conduct was, of course, not his concern. He could still see the musketeer's cold eyes. His own mouth was sealed. He was no fool. "Obscene," said Louise. "That thing on his head, as if he were a monster instead of a man. Not even a man, a boy. What can he have done to deserve such a fate?" In her eyes were tears of distress and pity. The groom held his hands so she could hoist herself into the saddle. Her legs were slim and colored blue by the stockings she wore. The sight